Hello everyone, this is David, and welcome to week 7 of Writing 394, the penultimate week, the next to last week of your course. Congratulations. Now in week 7, there's not a whole lot going on in the classroom, but there is a lot going on, or should be a lot going on at your house as you write and get feedback on your writing. As you notice here in this week 1 overview, the first subject discussed is the importance of getting feedback on your writing before you send it out to the person who matters. And let's talk a little bit about why getting that feedback is so important. Let's imagine ourselves writing. You're sitting quietly in front of a computer and you type your words on a white screen, creating these squiggles. These squiggles your mind interprets as words. Your mind gives meaning to those words. Your mind makes connections between the sentences. And all of this is taking place silently in your head, right? Now, you send this memo, this email, this report out to be read. What does the other person do? They open it up on their computer. And they also see black squiggles on a white screen. And now it's their job to interpret those black squiggles as words. Sometimes the squiggles are wrong, and that's called a misspelling that you didn't catch, but the reader sees. But more importantly, the reader must assign the same meaning to those words as you assign to them. How likely is that to happen? How likely is it that the words compose silently in your head and seem perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable? You're saying exactly what you want to say. How likely is it that the reader will get the same thing? I'll do a quick test on you and you'll find out. I'm going to say a word. And after I say that word, I want you to think of the first 3 things. Let's make it 10. I want you to think of the first 10 things that enter in your mind after I say the word. You ready? Here's the word. Snow. Snow. What are the first 10 things that come to your mind? It's going to be something to do with white, frozen precipitation, ice maybe, but that's a maybe. And then after that, things really fall off. We start thinking about dirty snow, shoveling snow, grimy snow, sidewalks of snow, roads of snow, maybe grandmother's house, bobsledding down a hill with snow, maybe watching a snow fall softly as you fall asleep at night. Maybe it's the silence of snow. Maybe it's... You see what I'm saying? How likely is it that the words, the keywords, I'm not talking about prepositions or articles, how likely is it that the key words that you use in your writing are going to evoke the same meanings in your reader's head? It's highly unlikely. That's why, in this portion of the course, you must get feedback on your writing. Never let the intended audience be the second person to read what you write. You're always the first. You wrote it. In between you and that intended audience, please put 1 or 2 extra pairs of eyeballs as a test to make sure that when you said snow, the other person saw ice and a slippery road and not grandma's house and a bobsled. So that's one of the reasons that getting feedback is so important, because it's simply how language works in our minds. Now, in addition to that extra pair of eyeballs from another human being, and there's no replacement for that, I also highly recommend Grammarly. It's a fantastic editing and proofreading tool. And it's not like your grandma's proofreading and editing tool. Grammarly uses artificial intelligence to read the entire context of what you're writing and to predict what should be said, and then compares it to what you did write. It's not just an editing and proofreading tool. It's really a piece of artificial intelligence analyzing the flow of your sentences and the vocabulary that is contained within that flow. Very important tool. So please read your Week 7 overview. Be reminded that you do need to get feedback on your writing. One of the things the Week 7 overview tells you about are these 2 resources to peruse in the next section. The first section is about writing style. And there are a lot of good points made in this very long document. And I encourage you to read this long and very rich document. But I want to boil it down to this. In business writing, the 3 rules are: be simple, be plain, and be conversational. That's right. Today's business writing avoids long sentences and long paragraphs. It places a premium on using precise, clear language, not jargon or not academic sounding words, but clear, precise, simple words to communicate its point. And more importantly, today's business writing, it feels informal. It feels like me talking to you right now. You want to get a sense of connection to the reader. You want to avoid distance and have a connection. And that's a very important thing that you read about in this particular resource to peruse, your writing style. The other one is about commonly confused words. I won't say anything about that other than if you think you can memorize this entire list here and always get it just right, you might have another thing coming. And that's where Grammarly comes into play. Because when you turn in your final draft in week 8, there's no rewrites on it. The grade that you get on it is the grade that is going to stand. And of course, you know it counts for 30+% of your, or 25% of your grade in this course. That's 1/4 of your entire grade. And you know that I'm going to see the misspellings. I'm going to see the punctuation errors. I'm going to see the when you use except instead of accept, and all those other different kinds of things that we can gloss over when we're only doing it ourselves. So please don't think that you can do this all by yourself. Let's talk a little bit about week 7. It's a draft grade. In other words, you still got week 8 in the final draft to go. So the idea behind week 7 is for you to get input to see how you're doing, and then you have another week to revise this report and turn it in the last day of class, and that is the report. That is the grade that's going to be final. Okay, I'll let you go. You guys have been doing fantastic work. I'm very, very proud of you. Congratulations on being at the end of this course, and I can't wait to read your final reports. Okay, talk to you later.